Coming up in this video, discernment of spirits, the real truth.
So we are calling bull and naming names today. Demons and fears and scaredy cats. Oh my!
And if you have any questions as we go relating to the topic of this video, drop them in the comments. On today's topic, there are 12,000 people every month searching for how to discern spirit energy. Every month on the Google machine.
It's really true. So, and that's important because to get more spiritually aware, you have to stop subscribing to old fears that come from the Middle Ages when people were burning witches.
Start living in the 21st century and understanding what is really going on by getting the real darn truth.
So that's what we're covering today. You guys know how we roll. So
Absolutely.
If you are watching live, give us a hashtag live tribe.
And if you're watching on the replay, hashtag replay fam.
We're going to help you clear up some confusion about how people perceive spirit energy, help you understand how we got here to that perception,
and give you tools to qualify spirit energy for yourself.
some down and dirty. For those of you that are just coming on and don't know us yet, I'm Heather.
And I'm David.
From sunrosegarden.com,
Yes. Helping people create
badass lives. First, let's lay down some interesting quotes at you. So in a recent blog, Doreen Virtue said this about spirits and spirit guides in general. She said, the general idea is that there exist benevolent spirits, that means like good helping spirits, who desire to help people or guide them through life. And then she says, belief in spirit guides is commonly associated with the New Age, pagan, and spiritualistic belief systems. Despite claims spirit guides are anything but benevolent. They are not the spirits of dear departed loved ones. They, meaning spirits, don't announce their evil nature, but portray themselves as beneficial. Spirit guides are actually demonic spirits who masquerade as helpers in order to trap and destroy people.
Wow. Okay, wow.
So let's break that down as a theologian, because I'm like,
Hashtag wrong. First off, when we're talking about the belief in spirit guides themselves, commonly associated with New Age, pagan, spiritualistic belief systems.
it's associated with all belief systems throughout the history of all time. So I didn't get my master's in theology for nothing, but I did learn that one little nugget.
Right.
So,
and the other one the spirits of dear departed loved ones.
so sorry.
Hello. So that means grandma hates you and just simply doesn't want to hang out with you. WTF,
When we're talking
mate.
about ancestor, we're talking about the whole entire Asian culture, which is based on ancestor, belief, and that your ancestors are guiding you, and Native American belief. So we're not just talking about New Age, pagan, whatever.
Hashtag grandma loves you.
Hashtag learn your theology through history before you make a statement like this. So when we're talking about spirit discernment, I think this is the kind of misinformation and kind of fanaticism that really makes it really crazy to understand, right? So especially the thing about these spirit guides are not your ancestors, they're not, but it's like, no, that's a common belief. If spirit guides are not a thing in your belief system through time, and they show up in every belief system, your ancestors, right? They're in many of the respected spiritual systems of the world. So just want to leave that right there, because I hate these kinds of blanket statements that just throw everybody under the bus.
So we're going to help you clear up some more of that today before you go all Middle Ages and run for the hills like a scared villager with pitchforks and fire.
So let's talk about discernment of spirits, because it's not the Middle Ages anymore.
Now it's time for the good stuff.
So here we go.
Here we go. Here we go.
Tip number one, we're going to give you a little bit of how we got to these kind of fanatical, crazy beliefs about it's all demonic if it's a spirit. So tip number one, way old school. Mm-hmm. So let's kind of explore how we kind of got to these beliefs in the first place.
So we're going back.
We're going back.
Actually, back before the Middle Ages. John Cassian, a Christian monk, in the year 360 AD, CE, whatever the heck you want to call it, said that the discernment of spirits is only secured by true humility, given by reserving anything and everything. Not only what you do, but also what you think, for the scrutiny of the elders, so as not to trust at all in your own judgment, but to acquiesce in their decision in all points and to acknowledge what ought to be considered good or bad by their traditions, basically tell me what to believe.
So the elders that they're referring to are not your grandpa and grandma, by the way. They are the elders of the church.
Yes.
So when John Cassian said this in 360 CE, Christian monk, a theologian, Christian theologian. I consider myself, I'm a theologian, but that's like of all theology, not just one. Said this in 360. The year 360, that the average person does not have the ability. You have to go and ask the elders for clarification. So I'm sure that the office, the waiting room, was overrun with inquirers because apparently it took them, well, the human race, 1,000 years to be given a little more responsibility, possibly because the church was getting overrun with people needing an authority figure to tell them if their ghostie was an angel or a demon.
So in 1541,
a couple years later,
like 1200
years later.
Spanish Catholic priest Ignatius of Loyola, yes, issued a blanket statement that for the average person to tell the difference, all evil spirits affect your emotions and act on the imagination, and all good spirits only appeal to your reason and logic.
So basically, good spirits are Vulcans and bad spirits are Klingons.
Wow.
So that was like the 1541 how to tell a bad from a good. So
wow.
So discerning spirits is an important part of mediumship training, right? Because
how to tell the good from the bad,
right? Or I don't even want to call it good and bad.
How to qualify different types of spirits.
How to figure out what different spirits or
motivations are.
Right. So, and we find that when we teach our students, it is really helpful knowing the history behind the way we as a culture think about spirits and where those beliefs really came from, because it's important for you to trust your own intuition.
And sometimes these beliefs were passed down by old white guys from a really old superstitious belief, and they did that to keep the villagers in line. So do you want to be a villager in line?
So you got to look
or do you want to be a villager people?
You got to look at where these beliefs came from and where quotes like that Doreen Virtue evolved from. That quote that she gave was you can connect the dots with that belief, like all the way from the past to the future. Where it came from, it's just we pass them down and we're still regurgitating kind of Middle Ages fears. So
basically, Doreen Virtue is stuck in 360 CE.
Well, maybe even before that,
or at least that belief system.
Hit that like button or give us some hearts if this is really blowing your skirt up, because this is stuff I love to talk about and kind of blow a hole in it. We look at these things and the beliefs we have without really looking at what's underneath and where they came from. And we're thinking our thoughts with someone else's idea that isn't really relevant for your life. Tip number 2, moving a little bit forward in time, we get to the Pentecostal and charismatic Christian movements and how they viewed spirit discernment.
Mm-hmm. So from there, we move forward in time about 300 years from 1500s. And we get to the 1800s. This is where the Pentecostal and the charismatic Christian movement established a more grounded method of spiritual discernment than their predecessors that gave the average person a little bit more power. So we're starting to level up a little bit.
The Pentecostal charismatic movement kind of covers a whole bunch of other types of religions that fall under that category. So this movement basically said in general that the gift of discerning spirits is helpful in determining if the spirit is a product of the Holy Spirit, is a product of an evil spirit, or is just a product of the human spirit. This is a new thing, okay? A new thing.
Here, people were starting maybe to recognize that somebody maybe sometimes acting crazy might mean that they just have physical or mental illness, and maybe we shouldn't just drown them when exorcism doesn't work. Stop drowning people.
Right. So a lot of different spiritual systems have vastly different methods of spirit discernment. And we are focusing mainly today on the history of Christianity, passed down methods of spirit discernment and how that evolved, since a lot of the remnants of what we see now in the spiritual community and kind of mediumship are really passed down through that channel specifically, even though they pick up different elements from different places. That is kind of where let's clean the channel out.
Right. And knowledge is power.
So tip number 3, we're kind of moving more into the now. And this is natural gift, study, and observation. So your natural gifts of spiritual discernment and your study and your observation are the 3 parts of developing your spiritual discernment without all of the crazy stuff that we just talked about. So many ideas around spirits originally came from the original Christian movements that began in that early time, like that AD 1, year 1, and they absorbed them from many of the local traditions and superstitions from local religious cults like Mithraism that were popular at the time in order to make the transition from some popular local religious movement into the new religion of Christianity easier.
Basically, it was marketing, and they were using what was available at the time, what people already knew at the time, to make little tweaks and changes to get with the new system.
So we got to think of these things in context of how they originated, not and how they've done the spiritual telephone through thousands of years and how they arrived with us. Otherwise, we're regurgitating stuff without having the information. So you will see a lot of earlier fear-based ideas that over time got a lot less fear-based as humans started to use their brains a little more.
And let's talk about how this applies to mediumship.
So how it applies to mediumship. So current thinking is that when people have a natural gift of being aware of spirit energy, that gift can be trained by study and neutral observation. So I was taught by my dad, who was kind of my first spiritual teacher, that you observe and talk to the spirit, because he had spirit awareness, obviously, to see how they respond by their actions, their motivations, and use your intuition to get a better, bigger picture. Is what they are conveying fearful, or does it feel light? It was like, right? That makes sense. It's simple. Right?
So heavy versus light. So when you've got this awareness inside of your body, and one of the easiest ways to discern whether something is good or bad is, how do you feel about it? Does it feel heavy and constricted? Does it feel light and expansive? Or another way to look at this, does it feel not light, or everything else is evil and scary and dark? That's just so old school, it doesn't work.
Right, because there are levels of, a lot of different things that we get into deeper on the different levels in our training stuff. But like,
so it's either good or it's demons.
Old school was like, if it's not this, it's like super scary evil and it's going to eat your head in the night. So I think that's kind of, what keeps us in the Middle Ages. So there are ways to discipline your level of spirit discernment and what to do with that natural gift with more training. And
Absolutely.
That's pretty much all it is. But that's just a general guideline for you in your life, instead of, having to run to the priest in the year 300.
And ask, I don't know, what am I going to eat for dinner?
So are you guys more excited that you have these tips? Is your skirt blown up? Is your mind blown? Have we cleared up some mysteries for you and busted some myths today?
Let us know by hitting that like button. Give us a share, give us a comment.
We have learned that self-growth and developing your intuition for a badass life go together like sushi, Sapporo, and sake.
And that's why we created our signature subscription membership, C.Ht Academy, to bridge that gap.
Told you we were going to tell you how we do it.
Yep.
So you could keep battling against those old, outdated, middle-aged programs and beliefs, never gaining any traction, because how many hundreds of years are we talking about here? You keep spinning in circles. Couple questions. Are you tired of mediumship advice that is way too complicated?
People telling you that mediumship is satanic or demonic.
People telling you that you are crazy, which you are not. Well, maybe you are, but that's not up to me to decide.
Are you ready for
mediumship training that doesn't scare the crap out of you? What it is, C.Ht Academy is where the science of self-growth meets the magic of mysticism.
Boom, boom.
That's it. That's all I got to say.
Yep.
So I want to say too that, like, when we say the magic of mysticism, my dad taught me that this mysticism and spiritual, it's just like science hasn't figured out how it works yet. To get into the academy, simple. Click the link in the description.
You can start the first lesson of the Medium Survival Guide, which is our advanced mediumship training program, 20 hours of awesomeness that will get you on your way to
the 21st century. Just saying.
Get with the times. Come on.
All the information is down below.
If you like this video, hit that like button.
And if you have any questions at all, let us know in the comments below. We make new videos based on your comments all the time, and we love it. We would love to hear from you.
And for more badass life
Be
tips,
sure to subscribe.
and click the bell to turn notifications on
so you are the first to know
when we drop a new video.
or go live.
And we know that time is a valuable and precious resource, and the fact that you guys are choosing to spend that not only with us, but most importantly for yourself, leveling up your skills, we honor and appreciate that. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.
See you in the next video.